recording.
All right.
Hey guys, welcome to One Up Definitive Studios review channel here. Just
It's a Deadpool review. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a Deadpool review. So guess what, guys? Spoiler alert! Just to let you know, if you have not seen the movie, do not watch this video from this point forward. But make sure you go to oneupds.com, check out the website, like and subscribe here at the bottom. Come back and see us after you see the movie.
Yeah, so totally come back and watch this once you've actually seen it, because otherwise this is totally going to ruin it for you.
It really will. So we've seen Deadpool twice now. Dos. The first time we laughed so hard that literally
we missed jokes.
We did.
So many jokes.
Like the
totally the T-Rex.
The T-Rex joke until during the movie he's elbowing the shit out of me and I'm doing this to him because we couldn't.
Well, it's a very violent movie, so we decided we were going to be violent as we watched it.
I couldn't breathe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard him choking while we were watching.
I could not catch my breath because it was one after another. When he punched him in the Colossus in the head, broke a hand.
Okay. Let's just go in order. All right. Basic review of the movie. Movie is fucking awesome. It's
absolutely amazing.
There's no argument here. It's hilarious. It's Deadpool. It's
an accurate version of Deadpool, at least in my mind.
It's about as accurate as you can get with Deadpool and not have to redo all of the X-Men films.
Correct. Because they did an interesting plot twist on this one. He had the mutant gene inside of him. He had the ability for healing factor. They just activated it, which is a new concept that I haven't personally read yet. He may have because he's read everything.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, and it develops his own character.
Yes. So he's not so much a knockoff clone of Wolverine as he is his own person who just happens to have a mutant healing power that equals Wolverine's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as the accuracy as to the character.
Yeah, they couldn't have got the character better unless they actually, drew him on the screen.
Right. I'm
he's
breaking a fourth wall within a fourth wall.
He's talking to the camera. He's talking directly to you. He's making fun of Ryan Reynolds multiple times in the movie.
Hugh Jackman.
God, the Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman jokes were in there.
So fucking hilarious.
The opening credits, when you saw it, if you actually didn't pay attention to it, if you look, none of the names were up there. It was different parts of like a gratuitous cameo. A
CGI character.
British villain. Directed by an overpaid. Hot chick. Directed by overpaid tool. And then my favorite was written by the real heroes.
Oh, yeah, totally. The real heroes of this.
What's funny is, the American, the American Screenwriters Guild requires that in the beginning of every movie, you're supposed to show actual names and information and give credit to the beginning of the show. They kind of just went, fuck that.
And to be fair, it's Deadpool, so it's not really shocking. Literally, the movie starts off, and you start to wonder how soon will you know you're watching a Deadpool movie, and it starts literally, the music plays, the credits start. It's a slow-mo intro that is...
You're leaking. You're leaking.
Ah, glorious.
Yeah.
It's a slow-mo intro that is just fucking hilarious, and... Even if you've seen every trailer for it and every commercial for it,
right?
You didn't get all the jokes.
Some of the jokes you saw in there were some of the funnier ones, but there were some that just didn't even. Like I said, I couldn't breathe. I had to watch it twice to just get the section to it.
And because it was really fucking good.
The direction and the plot and the pacing of the entire movie was my favorite part. So you start off on the bridge like you see in the commercials, okay, and then.
No. The way it starts off is with the uber slow-mo of everything you've seen.
No, I mean, as far as like the actual movie starting past the opening portion. But yes, uber slow motion going around the camera of a vehicle. The guy with a wedgie.
And then it cuts to Deadpool in the back of a cab, which is in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to that entire scene. And then it cuts to him yelling him to stop. And then there's flashbacks all throughout this. And it's intermixing flashbacks with his origin story with what's currently happening.
Right.
Until finally you catch up, and then you have the third act of the movie, which is all current time.
Like I was telling him, it would have made Quentin Tarantino proud. It's not Quentin Tarantino-ish, where you have like an entire story and then back. Yeah, not like that. It actually integrates as you're moving along. You're getting the backstory to that next scene, and as it continues. So it was. I mean, the entire fight on the bridge was played through most of the movie until the end when you're past all the back scene and now you're fighting the big scene. You're fighting, a dishwashing detergent.
But yeah, the way they plotted and the way they directed the movie was really impressive. Like that's some of the most impressive direction I've seen in an actual like comic book movie ever. Like it really was well done direction. Kudos to the director. He did a great job.
Absolutely. Casting as far as everything.
Fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Fantastic.
He's Deadpool.
Colossus, even though his CGI character, the voice played. I always picture Colossus as the Russian dude. They didn't do it in the X-Men. They did it here. Thank God. That paid tribute to the old cartoon. So I enjoyed that very much.
Every comic.
And every comic, yeah. Super nuclear warhead chick. I'm sorry, I can't ever. Megasonic Teenage Warhead. I never remember her comic book character, but she played that role fantastic.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead is a fairly recent character, and they got the attitude right, but her powers are completely different in the comic books. But she's such a minor character, it doesn't really.
I'm boxed in. Aha!
And Deadpool's interactions with her are some of the most hilarious scenes you'll ever see, because it's a snarky, pissy, middle-aged man talking to a teenager, and he understands what it's like to be a teenager, and he's just giving her shit.
Yeah.
And she's giving him shit right back 90% of the time, except for the one time he gets over on her, and it's still the funniest goddamn thing.
If you're watching this and you still haven't seen the movie, a lot of tits and ass in this. Also, full frontal nudity, not only by strippers, which had a great cameo, and I'll tell you about in a second, but Ryan Reynolds flying dickless because he gets thrown, and you notice that there's something in between the legs that are flying around. So he would.
There is some flying Reynolds.
There is some flying Reynolds. He beats the crap out of AJ naked with
Ajax, but
with a Ajax. Did I say AJ? I
you said AJ.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know that the villain of this movie was a retired female wrestler.
Yeah, right.
Or a non-retired, just appeared wrestler.
Right, there you go. Well, they could have one without the other. And I can't think of her name from Firefly. I just totally blanked.
Marina Baccarin.
Marina, thank you. Finally got to see that woman naked. Oh,
you didn't really get to see her naked.
That is gonna be a slow motion moment in that DVD. You know,
slow motion that all you want. You did not see nipple. There was no nipple to be seen, but you have fun with that.
If there's nipple, I win $5.
There's not nipple. I've watched it twice. And I am a photographer who scouts nipples on a regular basis. There was no nipple.
Doesn't matter. She looked fantastic either way.
She looks fantastic in everything. She does.
You're the dog. Favorite one.
Really? I would have thought International Women's Day was your favorite.
No. International Women's Day kind of made me pucker. Ooh. Wow, Ryan, you took it on, brother. I did like Happy Halloween. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, sorry.
And again, if you haven't seen the movie, then you're going to miss all the jokes here.
Yeah, you're not going to understand it. So some of the cameos, of course, you got Stan Lee that showed up, and it was probably his best cameo yet.
Definitely his funniest.
Showed up in a strip club as a DJ.
I'm pretty sure that that's mostly his natural role.
Calling Chastity to the stage. Chastity, you can't buy love, but you can rent it for 3 minutes.
That was dirty ass old man. You know he enjoyed that shit.
Who was the other cameo? They said Bob.
Bob from Hydra.
Yeah,
but he couldn't be from Hydra because of contract disputes. But he did run into an old merc he worked with named Bob, and he then proceeded to beat his ass like he would in a comic book. So.
Pretty much. Let's see. The action was great as far as the shooting.
Action was great. Ajax was fucking hilarious.
You said AJ too?
Yeah, you started it. As the standard now for movies, now the British villain, which is pretty much necessary at all times. Ajax was fucking hilarious. He was a dick, and he was everything you needed. You need a villain to be. You didn't like him at all. At all.
What's my name? It was great. Oh, I'm gonna fucking.
I'll fucking spell it out for you. Bodies. Yeah. And the interaction with Deadpool and Colossus was Colossus, I gotta say, was probably one of the best representations of an actual comic book character as he was supposed to be in a comic book.
Right.
He was altruistic, he was noble, he was a good guy, he tried to look for the best in everything.
Gigantic silver. Yeah,
just like the fucking comic book character. It was probably one of the best interpretations of a comic book character I've ever seen, although he never at any point in the movie is human. No. He's all metal, all scenes. Yeah. Which is
even
awesome.
Eating cereal with 2 fingers. With a red suit.
Let's see. Deadpool breaking the fourth wall. Literally almost every scene. Like, if there was a scene where he didn't break the fourth wall, where he had that mask on, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Well, even there was a few of them. There was my personal favorites when he had Agent Smith, he called him, and he touched the camera and turned away. You don't want to see this right now. Turn the camera away, and and then his fourth wall within a fourth wall. That's like 16 walls.
Yeah, so he's having a memory of something that happened to explain a character, and then he's talking in the memory we've already seen, but he's breaking the fourth wall to tell us in the memory who this character is in relation to him now. And it's just a fourth wall break and a fourth wall break. Well done.
Very well. There was another person that he lived with, a blind old black lady who loved cocaine.
Oh yeah, Blind Owl's totally in the movie. If you're a Deadpool fan, you know who Blind Owl is.
Yeah, so she was there, and
yes, they argue over furniture like they always do.
Yeah, she did a fantastic job. The role was played perfectly, and you'll understand if you have seen it. Baby hand. I bet it feels bigger in this hand. Yeah. Gotta go watch it again. Now the violence and gratuity, was that, So China, we reported, if you watch our 1-Up, China had banned this because it was too violent and there's too much nudity and too much sex. Some of the people were petitioning to have it rated PG-13. We did have kids actually at the theater. Parents brought them. Could this have survived a PG-13 cut? In your mind?
Hell no.
Yeah.
It would have been a 3-second movie.
It really would.
Couldn't have shown anything.
It would have been the Bueller portion at the end going, hey, you're still here. That's about it.
Nah, because he cussed in that.
Oh, that's right.
There was literally no scene where he didn't cuss or cut someone the fuck up. Like, literally, he's the most violent I've ever seen a superhero in a major movie. And I love all kinds of violent movies. And I was impressively violent. Like, seriously. He cut a guy's head off and then kicks at his teammate. Just great times.
Bob's at you? Yeah. Hey, Bob. How are the kids? Dragging him away. So overall, 1 out of 10. What are you rating it?
I give it a 9.
I'm giving it a 9.5, solid, easy, because it's something I can watch. It's something I can't take my kids to. That's where the 0.5 comes to.
You can totally take your kids to it.
Something personal.
You hate your kids?
That 0.5 is mine.
CPS. Take your kids to see.
That 0.5 is mine. That's where I give it a little bit of boost because it's just for me.
I'm giving it a 9 just because I don't give anything a perfect score, and I gave the first Avengers a 9. So giving this a 9, that's high. That's high ranking.
Yeah.
And just for the record, at the point of this recording, Deadpool has made $135 million domestically and $125 additional million internationally. So in the first 3 days, because they haven't totaled Sunday at this point, it's made $260 million on a $58 million budget. It is literally a blockbuster. It is a summer blockbuster.
400% increase, man. Come on now.
Summer blockbuster numbers for a movie that came out on Valentine's weekend.
Right. It's a love story. It really is.
It actually is. It's actually a really well done story. It actually is a love story, although people will say that they have the most fucked up relationship ever, and I'm like, well, they're both fucked up people, so it happens.
It's what $248 got him.
$275.
Well, with the Voltron ring. Either way, the extra 3 minutes is all he needed. He scored in 3 minutes and made her stay forever.
I don't know. I think the 45 to start earned him some points. Balls and hole.
Balls and hole. Go watch the movie if you haven't. If you have, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the movie. We're curious to see. And then I actually have a question for you all. What villain or superhero movie would you like to see next become a rated R? What in your mind could do it?
See, that's a whole different argument for me, because that becomes a question of, is it an actual R-rated villain or superhero, or are they just going to try to make it R-rated because they now realize they can still make money with it?
Well, that's what we're asking them. What they want to see. It is the fans' choice. You guys created Deadpool. We all, pushed in that. No, we did. Seriously, we all pushed.
You pushed to get the movie made. I'll give you that.
So I kind of want to hear what your president, whether it's a Wolverine rated R version, which you gotta do, can't do after this. It'll be somebody other than Hugh Jackman.
I'm totally good with, once they reboot Wolverine with a new character, with a new actor, to have them do an R-rated version.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe here below. Make sure you check out oneupds.com.